Some people, when he graduated, wondered about his jump shot. Oh, yeah? Rivers. Dominique, a three-point try. Short. And the rebound, Paxson. Jordan. Jordan lost it out of bounds as Rivers applied pressure.
Quick hands by Rivers. That time, battle getting help from Doc and coming up with the loose ball out of bounds. Jordan can create a lot of enemies on your team, John, when guys don't help out against him.
True. 5:40 remaining in the period. Atlanta leading it by 4. Moses up top, drives on Cartwright and draws a two-shot foul. That's something we've seen in Moses' game this year. He lost all that weight. He's so much quicker. And he drives on opposing centers, and he beats them every time.
First step, all Cartwright could do, he was left defenseless because Mo got the first step on him. Cartwright had to grab him for the foul. Moses, again, playing like a vintage Moses Malone, relentless on the offensive boards and very active on the defense.
Mo has made the first.
What an acquisition by the Hawks getting this man, Moses Malone.
Something. And he's really playing better than he has in years. Of course, the weight loss really is a big part of that.
He's rejuvenated. He realizes a chance to win another ring with this team.
Yeah, he's here on a mission. I agree. Atlanta by 6, 72-66. Paxson and Jordan with Cartwright, Corzine, and Brad Sellers. Jordan off the pick for that smooth jumper. This one misses. Rebound. Lost by Neek, but he saves it in bounds. 5 minutes remaining in the third as Rivers comes across. Doc, the drive in the lane up the crossover.
Doc taking charge, using Paxson.
Rivers has 12, Atlanta now by 8, and Chicago calls time. There is a timeout on the floor. Timeout. With the Hawks leading by 8, 74-66. Well, congratulations to Jason Odom of Riverdale, who won the Domino's Pizza prize pack by knowing that Bob Pettit holds the record for the most field goal attempts in a game, 43 and a half, 30. In a quarter, 19. I got to tell Neek about that. He can't let that go on. He's got to take some more shots.
Yeah, Pettit, I'm sure, had to ice his arm down after that game.
Get contusions from that. 4:50 remaining in the third. John Sterling, Clyde Frazier at the Omni, the sold-out Omni. Atlanta has their biggest lead, 8 over the Bulls. Michael Jordan and the Jordanaires, and is that ever true? Here's a steal by Carr. They try to hit Cartwright. Carr brings the dribble up himself to Moses. On the drive, he got fouled, a two-shot foul. That's a nice fast break. Antoine Carr and Moses, who could be a tag team wrestling duo, they pounded it down court.
Carr showing his versatility, dribbling it up on the break, finding Moses on the wing. Again, Moses saw Paxson, got under control, and drew the foul. You do not want to charge over a guard. So he gathered himself under control and drew that foul. The only way Paxson could stop him was to foul him. And Big Mo, as you know, is a superb free throw shooter, has always been throughout his career.
2 of the Bulls forwards, Sellers on the floor, Pippen on the bench have 4. Moses makes them both. He has 8 in the game, and now Atlanta by 10. It's kind of an inexorable lead by Atlanta. You knew they would carve it out once they got close. Jordan, and if he doesn't take it, the Bulls are in trouble. He finds Cartwright down low, doubled up. Corzine swings it for Paxson. They swing it all the way over to Sellers, and his jumper is good. To be truthful about it, Doug Collins has a team on the floor now of Jordan and 4 guys who can really shoot. Paxson, Sellers, Corzine, and Cartwright. So when they're doubled, they should take advantage of it. There's a call away from the ball on Atlanta.
But you called it earlier, John. Not one intimidator on the court.
No,
all of those guys put together could not intimidate anyone. So the Hawks also should have a quickness advantage on the boards as well as on the break.
Now Craig Hodges, another excellent shooter, a great three-point shooter, comes in. Chicago off the double team should have jump shots every time with those guys. Cartwright throws it away. He got doubled up. Sellers broke and Cartwright threw it. Or as the old line goes, he zigged when he should have zagged. Atlanta by 8, 76-68. 3:50 remaining in the third. Rivers, battle out of the corner. Bullseye, John Battle.
What a game JB has played. He's really spurred the Hawks offensively and has played superb defense.
3.5 remaining in the third. Atlanta by 10. Cartwright lost the pass. saves it, and Rivers steals. Rivers and Moses, 2-on-1. Rivers, Moses, the pass got kicked out of bounds. I think it got kicked out by someone in a red uniform, but they're going to give it to Chicago.
Terrible pass by Rivers. Try to bounce pass on the break. You never do that. He should have dished it off in the air or lobbed it to the basket.
Here's Craig Hodges across. So when they try to go somewhere but Jordan, they run into trouble. Here's Jordan.
Now you see John bodying up, double teaming, make him pass it off.
Hodges, the jumper, good. He was inside the three-point area.
That's it. Let someone else beat you other than Jordan.
Good pass by Michael. 3 minutes remaining in the third. Atlanta with an 8-point lead. Rivers. Neek sets the pick. Battle on the weak side. Koncak out of the corner. Hits. Atlanta passing the ball beautifully. I got to get my teeth in straight.
And doing it from the perimeter.
Now Hodges across with 2.5. Atlanta with their biggest lead, 10. They've added a couple of times. Jordan comes off the double pick on the right side. Michael. And it's a two-shot foul.
Big Mo that time late stepping up. John was picked. Moses should have stepped up quicker and got a hand in Jordan's face to prevent him from taking that shot.
There have been a few players and coaches in the NBA, Clyde, who kind of have intimated from time to time that perhaps Jordan gets a lot of foul calls, but I think we've been hearing that in the NBA for the last 88 years about every star, right?
It's standard.
Standard is right.
But I'm happy tonight. The refs are letting them play. The people came to see these guys, and they're doing a good job of letting the game go up and down.
The rookie from Vanderbilt, Will Perdue, comes in. Not the most popular draft choice of all time. He's played very few minutes this year. Big guy. Foul shot missed. Jordan makes 1 of 2. Michael has 34. And Atlanta by 9, 80-71. Spud and John battle now the backcourt. Neek up top. Foul on the pick set by Koncak.
Kak, no question about that. Not a good foul by Kak, holding the man when he had no reason to. He has a wide body. Just use it, John.
Just over 2 remaining in the third. Hodges and Jordan with Sellers, Corzine, and the rookie Will Perdue. Here's Corzine. Hooks it up. No good. The rebound is taken by Will Perdue. Stripped. Lost by Perdue. Spud dishes it. It's knocked away and regained by Battle.
The Hawks really hustling, keeping it alive.
There's 8 on the shot clock. Neek with Moses. Double. Battle. Underneath the Spud. He fakes it. Lost it. And the shot clock buzzer went off.
That time Spud, intimidated by Sellers, had an open shot. Saw Sellers coming.
Chicago gets it back with 1:30. That's one thing. If you double outside and Spud goes through and catches, he can't get a shot off down there. That happens. It really happens a lot. Hodges comes across, played by Spud. Corzine. The fall-away is no good. He's not a post-up player. He's an outside jump shooter.
Corzine will have to get a shot some way.
Spud bounces, and the shot counts the basket. He got fouled on the play. Little Sputnik.
Spud not intimidated this time as he dances and prances. You see the foul by Hodges. Continuation by Webb off the glass for 2. Again, the Spud man doing it. And the crowd is loving it.
You know, people talk about him being a little guy playing in the NBA, but God gave him that jumping ability. That doesn't make him too little when he goes up.
And speed.
Yeah.
Spud burn.
Has 6 in the game with that 3-point play. Atlanta now has their biggest lead, 12. And Jordan is out of the game. 83-71. A minute remaining in the third. Doug Collins trying to get Jordan a couple of minutes in between the periods, too. Corzine overshoots. And Carr sends out Spud. Atlanta on a 4-on-3. Spud. Great fake on the dribble. Koncak open. Bullseye. 40 seconds remaining in the third. Atlanta by 14 and playing beautifully. Paxson. Double team. Here's Will Purdue. Purdue hits the jumper.
Will showing a nice touch.
They passed up Rod Strickland, who live sees all the time in New York playing for the Knicks, for Purdue. Very good choice. But it might be good in a couple of years, you don't know. Atlanta will kill it for the final shot. There is a 4-second difference on the game in shot clock. Spud. Koncak open again. This one is way short. Corazine fires it. Knocked away and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Hawks. And Chicago has 3 seconds.
Good hustle by News to keep that ball from going down on the fast break. Cack was not aware of the time on the clock, and he took a very poor shot.
Hodges will come off Corzine's pick. Paxson, another three-point shooter, is in. Now Hodges goes over to tell Sellers something.
Hodges said, give me the ball, man. You know I can shoot the three.
Well, it's, as long as it's strategy they're talking. Okay. 3 seconds now. Corzine launches it. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, the score, the Hawks 85, Chicago 73, here on the Hawks television network. Big. 8:10 remaining. Atlanta now by 14, 93-79. Scottie Pippen hits the jumper.
Pippen showing his nice touch for a big guy from outside.
And Spud front court. Spud and battle with Koncak, Moses, and Cliff Livingston. Dominique will get back.
Nick has had a long rest.
Well, he really has. Moses has drilled it. Moses, I know we say it about every game. If you don't play Moses, he's going to hit that jump shot. He's a good jump shooter. Cartwright, the drive, tripped, and he got tripped over Koncak. It'll be, I think, a non-shooting foul.
John Koncak that time using the old foot trick to trip Cartwright as he went past him. Cack provided a spark hitting from the perimeter.
Hey, Tommy, how many boards did Cack get in the game? How many rebounds did Cack get?
7.
He got 7.
He has 7 bounds for Cack. 4 points. 2 nice long jumpers.
7.5 remaining. The Hawks have a 14-point lead. Jordan fires it, no, and Moses gets the rebound. Atlanta, in a couple of minutes, can put this one away. Spud. That was a bad pass. And Jordan on the run. Jordan. And he got fouled by Spud Webb. That's a big turnaround in the game. That's about a 5-point turnaround.
That time, Jordan, poetry in motion. Came up with the steal underneath the Hawks basket. Do you see him? Moses said, oh, no. And then Moses said, which way did he go? Michael goes in there. You see this foul by Webb. Not an untimely foul by Spud Webb. He should have left the man alone. Jordan putting on his show. The crowd loving it. That might ignite him now, John.
Jordan has 37. And the Atlanta lead down to 11, 95-84. Rivers has come in. Rivers in battle with Dominique, Cliff Livingston, and Moses. Cliff playing point forward. And here's Battle finding Dominique. Neek double, gets the shot off, blocked. Neek gets it back and lays it up and in. Chicago has no one to play Dominique. Here's Jordan, of course. I mean, few people do. But he can really go after Pippen and Sellers. Jordan, the drive. Michael, good pass. Beautiful pass and a nice reverse by Scottie Pippen.
Jordan showing his bag of tricks, passing, finding Pippen underneath.
Moses, the jumper. This one missed it, and the rebound taken away by Jordan, who saves it in bounds.
I feel the momentum switching to the Bulls, John.
Pippen.
You can feel it. You can feel the momentum.
Scottie lays it in. And Mike Fratello felt the same thing, so he called timeout. 6:17 remaining. Next 3 minutes in this game, obviously, are ultra pivotal. 6:17 remaining. Atlanta by 9, 97-88. You see the bench scoring, but that might be an unfair graphic because Chicago doesn't have a bench. 6:17 remaining. Atlanta's lead is cut to 9, and the next few minutes will tell a lot of the story.
John, remember they were up by 14, seemingly out of it. Jordan still three-point play. They're back.
Dominique has missed it. Long rebound. Jordan. Now a basket, and they're down by 7.
And the Hawks have refused to double-team him.
Jordan has hit it easy.
And they are paying a price for it.
Jordan at the head of the key for a jump shot. That's a layup. He's that good. He has 39, and the Atlanta lead down to 7. Now the Hawks need a basket. They got to get a good shot. Dominique. They've opened the side. He gets doubled. Rivers drives the seam. Bad shot. Rebound. Scottie Pippen. Atlanta taking one terrible shot after the other now. And Jordan will get you right back. Scottie Pippen lost by Rivers. Good steal by Rivers. Rivers picks up the dribble, and here's Dominique. The take, the spin, the hook.
Travel.
He calls a walk.
One of the rare times they will call a travel on Neek. That time they did. It seems to me he does that every time, but in this, it's peculiar how NBA officials know when to call certain fouls. That hurt the Hawks.
5.5 remaining. Now Chicago can come within 5, and if I was Chicago, I know that Jordan would have the basketball. Rivers now plays Jordan. And they're going to bring Jordan up a pick on the left side. Here's Michael. The drive that's so easy.
Incredible. I can't believe the Hawks are allowing him to just come walk up to the basket like that.
Jordan has 41. It's a 5-point ball game. Let's see if the Hawks can get a decent shot this time. Theus off the pick. That's a good shot. And Reggie missed it. Rebound, Scottie Pippen. They can come to 3 now. Pippen. Jordan, the jumper. Got it again. And Atlanta calls time. A terrific comeback led by Michael. He has 43, and the Atlanta lead, once 14, is now down to 3. Timeout on the floor. Atlanta 97, Chicago 94. John Sterling and Walt Clyde Frazier back at the Omni. A game of streak. Chicago up in the first period by 13. Atlanta up in this period by 14, and Michael has led him back. And I'd like to see Atlanta now run a post-up play for Dominique. They are not getting good shots.
Here you see Jordan. That's the best output by an opponent against the Hawks this season. Jordan, it's not over yet.
Jordan has 43, and Atlanta leads it by 3, 4.5. Off the double team, they swing it for Theus. Dominique is posted up. Reggie had it knocked away. And stolen by Scottie Pippen, and he got fouled. It'll be a non-shooting foul.
Reggie has been out to lunch tonight. He has not been there offensively. Defensively, he's not been able to contain Jordan to get any pressure on him. John, we talked about they were up by 14. We said when Jordan comes in, double team him. They did not do that, and they paid the price.
Yes, they have. John Battle comes in for Reggie, who's having a bad game, and Pippen comes across. Now the Bulls can come within 1.
Now
comes a double team. Michael beats the double team for the jumper good. He beats it so easily, doesn't he?
But how can you double team a man and he still ends up in the paint?
He has 45, 11 this period. It's a 1-point game. Battle. Livingston, that's not the shot the Hawks want. And he probably turned it down. Here's Moses forced out.
That's not the one Moses wants.
Scottie Pippen. Now Chicago can take the lead. And Pippen pulls the ball out to get it to Michael. Michael off the pick. Lost the dribble. It's loose. Sellers dives. Dominique ties him up. Ian Rivers.
Break that time by the Hawks to come up with the loose ball. At least for a jump ball. Jordan had it and lost it. Neek really hustling to come up with the jump ball. The Hawks are out of sync. The Bulls are playing with a lot of confidence.
Chicago has run off 13 straight.
There you see a pensive-looking Fratello. He's concerned. Had a big lead. They've blown it. Now it's a game. John and I were alluding to the fact that Michael Jordan is a lot like Oscar Robertson, a one-man gang. But if you allow him to hang in the game, and at this point, he can beat you. One man can beat you.
Absolutely. And Chicago is right there. They're where they want to be. The Hawks have got to get the ball to Dominique. Rivers, here's Neek. Knocked away, stolen by Jordan. Jordan, and he got fouled. This one could tie it. And Michael going for his 46th point and the tie.
Jordan proving no one's perfect, John.
No, but he's near it. Now that Carr is in the game, Atlanta could run post-up play for Antoine Carr. And Carr normally gets great shots. He's going to be played by Brad Sellers, who can't possibly play him. We're tied at 97. They swing it for Dominique. Moses fighting to go low.
Moses should clear, though. Let Neek have the side.
Rivers, a bad shot. I agree with you. Moses, I don't know why he went in there. Dominique can't work if he's there. Now Chicago can take the lead, and Atlanta is self-destructing, becoming apart like a cheap suit. 2:45 left in the ballgame. Here's Jordan.
Being guarded one-on-one. Now they double.
Sellers gets an open jumper and hits it.
But now they...
Here we go. There's the center jump. And it's Elgin Baylor scoring first for the West. The East matches it. That's Cousy, the great ball handler, number 14. To Chamberlain. Oscar Robertson leading the drive. They play 12-minute quarters. And, of course, the 24-second rule is in effect. That means that the offensive team is required to shoot at the defensive team's basket within 24 seconds after they get possession of the ball. And if they don't, they lose the ball. Also, in National Basketball Association basketball, they do not permit the zone defense. Robertson again driving. Another score for the East as Chamberlain backs up the play and taps it in. West out in front, 15-8. Cousy driving. Under the basket there. It's good. A very good feed to Richie Guerin, who dumped it in. And a good tap in by Bellamy. The shooting percentage in National Basketball Association records is phenomenal. The basketball players themselves are also phenomenal. The average player in the National Basketball Association is about 6.5 feet tall. But you'll notice that in spite of their giant size, they have tremendous speed and coordination, marvelous agility. Look at that follow-up by Baylor, and then the great defensive work by Bill Russell. Chamberlain, 7 feet 1, dumps one in. Richie Guerin driving, beautiful play. That's Pettit, and in she goes. Good follow-up again by Chamberlain. And at number 22 in the West is Baylor, Elgin Baylor, who was fouled while making the basket. 31-21 in favor of the West. That's Bill Russell, who was stunned for a little bit on that last play under the basket. He'll be back. Baylor in. Elgin Baylor. And so at the end of the quarter, it's the West 35, the East 22. Second quarter underway. Beautiful jump shot from the corner by Willie Knowles. Rebounded by Pettit. That's Pettit again. Good. Bill Russell with a left-handed hook shot that goes in. The East driving hard. Hal Greer with the ball. Play was broken up. They get another shot at it, and that's Russell dropping one in. (39-32) at this point in favor of the West. Elgin Baylor again. Russell on the pivot. Handing off to Heinsohn. That was Jerry West. Dropped that one in from the side. Today, of course, the one-handed shot is the thing in professional basketball for the most part. Chamberlain, boxed in and all, still gets the shot away. Cousy driving. Under the basket there to number 9, Guerin. Beautiful follow-up by Bellamy. Cousy tried a tricky one that time that backfired. 53-45 at this point in favor of the West. That's Robertson to Bellamy. In and out. Followed up by Baylor. Whoop. Furious battling under the basket. And it's dunked in by Chamberlain. Back and forth she goes. A real great battle in the All-Star game at St. Louis. That's the West bench. Freddie Schaus, the coach, on the end. Again, in this one, the shooting percentages are phenomenal, and some of those fellows are making half of all the shots they take. That was Oscar Robertson on the free throw. Here's Cousy driving in. A long one. A desperation toss just as the half ends with the score, 64-60 in favor of the West. Now Zephyr's general manager, Frank Lane, talks to Walt Bellamy.
Every once in a long, long while, a truly great athlete is discovered, and in the person of this towering young man, Walter Bellamy, standing here alongside of me, the Chicago NBA entry was very fortunate in securing him to play basketball for them last season. Walt was formerly an All-American at the University of Indiana, but more recently, of course, in which we're selfishly concerned, the freshman star of the NBA last year. Walt, in his first year in professional basketball, established an all-time record of being successful in his shot 51 3/10 percentage and scoring 2,495 points, which mark had only previously been exceeded by Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Walt, are you looking forward to next season?
Very much so. With the nucleus of with a new nucleus of personnel, new procedures, and a new place to call home, I'm counting very much so on the oncoming season.
Walt, are you planning on some corrective measures? While you had a great season, undoubtedly you want to improve.
Well, there are a great deal of things that I would like to improve. I could say that there will not be any new shots or new things I will want to try or experience. I want to improve on the things that I've accomplished during my first year.
Well, Walt, speaking about the personnel, of course, you know this ball club a lot better than I do, though I'm a little more familiar with some of the new men. We're very fortunate in acquiring the services of Bill the Hill McGill, the great Utah star who led the colleges in scoring last year, and I think this young man, 6'9", will take some of the pressure off. What do you think of some of the other members on our club that you think will be a nucleus of our club?
Oh, well, at the end of the season and all during the latter part, we had good service from Andy Johnson, Woody Salisbury, and Bob Leonard, Cy Green, and I'm sure with another year, with a year of experience under our belts, that next year will be a great one for our personnel and our team.
Walt, I want to put you on the spot. Will you name the 5 outstanding players, NBA players, on the other teams?
The top 5 players I would go along with would be Oscar Robertson with the Cincinnati Royals, Jerry West with Los Angeles Lakers, Bill Russell with the Boston Celtics, Elgin Baylor with the Los Angeles Lakers, and Wilt Chamberlain with Philadelphia Warriors.
Well, Walt, I think we're going to give the Chicago in this area, so-called trade area, fine basketball this year at the Coliseum, and I know that our fans were well repaid for making the trip out there to see you and the other NBA stars perform.
Third quarter underway now, with the East with a problem on their hands because they have that 64-60 deficit. East in the dark and the West in the white. Play broken up by Baylor. This is Bill Russell. Cousy. Russell again. That's Pettit, who's done a splendid rebounding job tonight, as well as some outstanding offensive work. That's Bellamy. Chamberlain puts it in. Bellamy on the pivot. Back to Oscar Robertson. And it's in. Dumped in by Pettit. Robertson. In. Good driving layup. Robertson again. And this time it's Richie Guerin matching the basket. Bellamy feeds to Robertson. It's good. Layup by Bellamy. Robertson scoring. (87-74) in favor of the West, who've increased that 4-point halftime lead. That was dumped in by Wayne Embry, who's just come in the ball game. Matched by the East. And it's a furious battle, as expected. Back and forth they go. Tremendous ball handling, marvelous shooting, great defensive work, real good battles under the basket, and a tremendous demonstration of speed and ability. Robertson making the basket. And also the free throw. Not only is there a great emphasis on shooting skill in professional basketball, but also there's a tremendous emphasis on making those free throws and also rebounding. The team that rebounds and the team that makes its free throws generally is the team that can win. One of the great set shot artists, Harrison, proves it again. (97-88). The West still out in front. The West in the white. That number 31 was Kleiman. The follow-up by number 15 there was Heinsohn. Here's Red Auerbach in a rather animated discussion with the officials. And now the West has gone over the 100 mark. They're at 105. Once again, it's Twyman. Jerry West dropping one in. And the East continues to battle, dropping him in from out on the court. Pettit from the corner. Hal Greer losing the ball. Once again, it's Shue. Wilta still tries it. And in she goes. The crowd is really being treated to some thrilling shots again tonight. Number 22 in the white was Baylor. The West appears to have the edge in the rebounding department so far in this game, and their shooting percentage appears to be higher. Jerry West fooling everybody. Does it again. Chamberlain drops one. (130 to 110). The West is still out in front. They have led all the way from the opening basket. Beautiful follow-up by Green. Here's Johnny driving again. Good. The greatest basketball players in the world, the NBA All-Stars, are really putting on a show in St. Louis, the West against the East. Chamberlain following up again, as he has so many, many times in his great career. Bellamy feeds to Elgin Baylor, and a good follow-up by Walt Bellamy for the basket. (139 to 118). The West is still out in front. That was Cousy. And that was Bellamy again. The follow-up by Bill Russell. Almost made it, not quite. And here comes Oscar Robertson again. In she goes. Look at that action. And that's something, 145 to 124. The West is still leading. quick reflexes, tremendous reactions, the ability to make the quick recovery. And that one was dropped in by Willie Knowles. And so was that one. And that's it. The final score, the West 150, the East 130. Commissioner Maurice Podoloff presents the league's most valuable player award to Bill Russell of the Boston Celtics. The
order should be something. All right. Cowens and Walton will tip it off. There is the Eastern Conference All-Stars in the white. They have control. Gervin to Cowens. Here is Larry Keenan. That is tipped away by Westfall and Havlicek off iron. Back to Hondo. He's got the game's first field goal.
It didn't take him long to put it up, did he, Brent?
Out is the West coming back. Pass from Barry to Walton out of bounds. It'll go to the East.
Good call by the official there. Bill Walton touching that ball. Barry tried to get the lob pass over a little bit too low. Cowens got a hand on it, and then it went off Bill to go out of bounds.
Irvin and Havlicek in the backcourt to the East. Here's Cowens the center. Walton on him. Great pass to the doctor. Couldn't control it underneath. Gervin in on top of Lucas, and here's the doctor. Inning move on David Thompson, who's stuck right with Irving. All right. Knocked away and out of bounds. I detect a little tension out there.
I'd say, and that's about the most acrobatic non-play you'll ever see a player make. The doctor doing it all. Didn't even get a shot up.
Cowens. And Lucas off with a pass to Walton, his teammate. Cowens came back and fouled him. What do you think Cowens' strategy will be against a taller Bill Walton, Keith?
Well, he's just going to have to out-hustle him. There's no way that he can, you know, play him heads up. He's got to just do everything that he does normally. He's all hard out there. He's just going to go 110% the entire game. Try and keep him away from the ball and the board. I will say this, on that last play, though, there were a couple of owners that were shaking in the boots to see Bill Walton going in and Cowens going after him on a wide open layup. You know, that's the kind of a play where a guy can really get hurt.
Walton ties it at 2. Just underway with the 28th annual NBA All-Star Game from Atlanta. Cowens playing out high. Gervin, the cutter. And Lucas powers off the rebound. One shot that time for the East. Here's Thompson. So it'll go now to the Eastern All-Stars as David Thompson on the West start down court. And Walton telling David how he wants him to cut off a certain play.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Barry on the doctor. Lucas came in and a loose ball called by Jimmy Capers as he came up over the top that time. And Cowens to assess his first personal of the game, or make that 2 already. So 2 on Cowens, 2 team fouls, tied at 2. Barry.
This game is pretty typical so far, Brent, in the first few minutes here. These guys are, you know, they haven't played with each other before. We're seeing some bad shots, some hurried shots. Ball handling is pretty shaky. They'll smooth out.
Second field goal. Westfall, the Phoenix Suns, ties it at 4.
That's a beautiful shot. He just came across the tee and just looked like he had every confidence in the world that ball was going in, just like it did.
Keith, I think I made a mistake. That field goal put them ahead by 2 as George Gervin now has tied it for the East.
Well, I know that George Gervin is happy with that shot. He played in this game last year and went 0 for 6. He told his friends to be watching. He's ready this year.
Barry's second field goal has the West back up by 2. Lucas came in, deflected the ball out of bounds.
We can hear them calling a lot of plays out here. That's pretty interesting.
away from Keenan. Berry runs it down over his head, and he overlets Paul Westfall. And Westfall crashes into one of our cameramen down there.
Rick Berry and Bill Walton are telling him to get that guy off the floor.
Irvin and Havlicek bring it up for the East. Keenan knocked away by Berry. Here's Westfall. He'll put it up to the forecourt for the West with Lucas, Walton, and Berry up front. And Berry has already tossed in a couple of field goals. Coach Jack Ramsey right behind him. Give him 3 for the game.
That was a long shot.
What do we say? Rick Berry's got the rear axle of that car off. Havlicek outside and 3, and Hondo's got the front bumper.
They might both have the same axle right now, I'll tell you.
Westfall, pretty play.
I'd say that's what Rick Berry does as well as any forward in this league. Any big man. He can pass that ball.
The East is getting 1 shot down the floor.
3-on-2 break here.
Thompson. And it's a 14-8 lead by the West. Rebounding could be a big difference. The West has the size. Artis Gilmore and Bob Lanier over on Jack Ramsey's bench.
It's interesting to see the styles of these two teams. They really reflect the styles of the coaches, which is it's amazing in an all-star game that they can come out and it'll show that much.
That's the first miss from the field. 6 of 7. Now the East comes back, and here's Keenan. Collins with an offensive rebound went to the doctor. Walton threw it over on defense. Irving wanted the foul. Outlet to Westfall. Havlicek back. Foul is called as Hondo cut off Westfall. Billy Cunningham wants a timeout. I can see him up now over in front of the East bench.
17, got timeout White. 17.
Jake O'Donnell gives it to him, and so the Eastern Conference will go over. They trail early by a score of 14-8. And Keith, I would imagine that Moses Malone or Truck Robinson will have to get in there soon to give Billy some muscle off that glass. There's the NBA Commissioner Lawrence O'Brien, seated alongside Miss Lillian, watching the action of this, the 28th annual NBA All-Star Game from Atlanta. Keith, we had some wireless mics on Cunningham and Ramsey in the huddles, and Billy was pointing out to the Eastern Stars that they're not making a good transition back on defense.
That's right. The West already has got a couple of rebounds, gotten it out, and run a picture-perfect fast break, you know, the way they should. Jack Ramsey is, you know, he's got these guys playing together as a team already, which is pretty incredible for a group of all-stars to come together their first time.
No substitutions yet. Only starter missing is Pete Maravich, out with an injury. Back to Irving from Collins. It'll go over to the West.
Awful lot of traffic in there. Dave tried to force the ball into Julius cutting to the basket, but there were about 4 or 5 guys right there.
The West leading at 15-8. They've got possession, and here's Walton. And Berry. 1 shot that time for the West. Keenan has it on the floor for the East. Keenan up with a miss, and there his teammate George German put it back, and Keenan comes back. So 3 shots that time, and they finally cash in.
Well, they're really hitting that board. Dave Cowens is in there. Gervin got a rebound. Keenan got a couple of them.
Westfall responds.
You know what's so great about these guys is it looks like they're taking bad shots, poor shots. Rick Berry took a shot from about 28 feet a minute ago. Paul Westfall just took a top of the key. The ball goes, it's just a clean shot.
Lucas dueling the doctor. Now Walton switches over. Keenan coming up.
Very surprising to see that the East has been able to get to the offensive boards as well as they have so far in this game.
Lucas back to Walton, knocked away, and on the turnover, the East coming back. Now the West got back well on defense. Here's Hondo. Westfall. They got 3-on-1. Back to Westfall. Havlicek applying pressure off to Keenan. Walton with him. We're seeing some one-on-one moves, aren't we?
We're seeing it, I'll tell you. These guys are taking it to the hole.
David Thompson. Just whoever gets it is going for it.
Here comes David. He said, well, there are only 3 guys in front of me.
Down comes Lucas. Off to Thompson. Westfall to Wall.
That's a pass right there. That's a gorgeous pass. Here's Westfall with the ball. Faking Havlicek out, seeing Walton wide open underneath. Nice, easy play. Dished it off for a slam dunk.
Go, 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 go. 21 to 12. There will be some substitutions shortly. Irving put it down, and Barry caught him. Well, there's a man you recognize, Ray Charles, a great musician, putting on a headset so he can listen to the call of the game on radio. Marvelous man. He was at the banquet last night, and he so enjoyed talking to Julius Irving. I was there when the two talked, and Julius said, Ray, I've enjoyed your music so much through the years. And, you know, Ray said, Doctor, I've enjoyed what you do on the basketball floor, too.
He plays just as great music out on the floor, doesn't he?
He really does. There's the coach of the West, Jack Ramsey, down in that familiar position on one knee. Now we've got Collins out there. Chuck Robinson is there. And for Collins, his first field goal.
That's not a shot for a, I'm sorry. That's not a shot for a center, is it? 25-foot jump shot from the corner.
Curtis Gilmore coming up on Collins. Gilmore, Davis,
Here's Gilmore faking the pass. Collins came off a little bit to try and help out. Gilmore got him in the air, and he had no recourse since he was in the air. Gilmore went to the basket. Collins fouled him to pick up his 3rd, I believe.
Over there on the east bench, we've got Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes, as Collins goes out and McAdoo checks in. Randy Smith has not been in. Let's set the lineups now because of all the substituting that's gone on. He's coming down, McAdoo, with Doug Collins, Truck Robinson, John Havlicek, and Julius Irving. They trail it by 8 points, and they have possession. You know, Keith, the doctor has been off a little bit the last week, and I notice here he doesn't have his timing down offensively.
No, he's just missing by a hair. That ball is so soft on the rim and just barely falling out.
That was Lionel Hollins off the floor and into the game. Member of the Portland Trail Blazers who put in that field goal. On defense, Artis Gilmore, Lionel Hollins, and David Thompson, Walter Davis, and Maurice Lucas. And Thompson slams it home.
He said, I'm going to put this one through and make sure about it. David Thompson can do it.
The West has controlled the game, Keith, and it shows on the scoreboard. Bobby Jones of Denver checks in, and Maurice Lucas goes out. Ramsey and Cunningham hit their benches here in the first quarter with 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Here's the E. Elvin Hayes. Randy Smith of Buffalo. Hayes of Washington. He was added to the team because of the injury to Billy Knight.
The East are still having a problem. They just don't feel comfortable out there yet. Plays, they're not running them very smoothly like the West. Of course, it's a lot easier when you're getting fast breaks and you're getting the ball inside with nobody around you.
First foul on Jones. One rookie on these two all-star teams in the game right now. Walter Davis from the Phoenix Suns.
And he's a great one. He's going to be around for a long time.
Never bashful. McAdoo, and here's Collins. After the E. Oh, Gilmore on a rejection.
A beautiful block by Artis Gilmore. About 3 feet above the rim.
Ryan Winters of the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's Davis. Robinson taking him.
2 passes in a row out there, Brent. 3.
Davis, and Robinson fouled him. Right now, let's go to Don Crickey.
Sitting with the commissioner, Larry O'Brien, is one of the nation's first ladies, Miss Lillian Carter. Do you have any favorite players?
Oh, yeah. Dave Collins and Bill Walton. I met Bill last night, and one of the biggest thrills I got today is when he said, "Hi, Lillian. That was
They say
something.
even the president has trouble getting you on the phone as a sports event on TV. You're a fan.
He doesn't even try. He knows I won't go to the phone.
Great to have you, Miss Maria.
It's very nice being here.
Thank you, Don. 28 to 15. West leading the East. The East with the ball now. Collins of Philadelphia. That was Winters who moved in with that block. Of course, Doug Collins was named a starter by his coach, Billy Cunningham, but then he gave it up as a tribute to John Havlicek, who replaced Pete Maravich. The commissioner received a telegram from Maravich saying that he was very unhappy that he couldn't be here this game. We certainly hope that Pete recovers from that knee problem. He will undergo another examination next week. However, the New Orleans Jazz confident that he will not have to undergo surgery. And Keith Erickson, that has been one of the hot teams in the NBA.
Just fantastic. I think they've won about 8 games in a row. They're solidly in contention for a playoff spot right now. If they play 500 the rest of the year, I think they'll have a playoff spot.
Davis goes into... One player who might have a problem physically today is Big Bob Lanier of the Detroit Pistons. He's the center for the West, and Lanier has been quite ill with the flu the last couple of days.
Winning throughout the nation as first the superstar. We got the winning combination. Super people, super cars, making that extra effort to meet your special needs. Getting you in, getting you out with super speed. Hey, the superstar in rent-a-car. Hey, the superstar in rent-a-car.
You know it.
Don Nelson, the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, who has helped turn that team around with the help of a lot of impressive youngsters. Watching here in the Omni, Artis Gilmore at the free throw line. Those are our 2 leading scorers. Westfall with 7 for the West. Havlicek with 6. The West leading 29 to 17, and the West has played better team basketball so far.
They sure have. It's looked like they've played together for a couple of weeks already. They're passing the ball, looking for each other, and that's really important. That's the way to win this game.
Smith, Collins, Hayes takes the alley-oop. Goes to the basket for the East.
That was the Julius Erving play. Doug Collins to Big E.
And Hayes with a big defensive load switches from Gilmore, rolls back, and McAdoo got him, and Ramsey says there was a foul, but it wasn't called. Collins committed. Back-to-back hoops now, and Ramsey saying, hey, wait a minute, we had a foul down here that wasn't called.
Ramsey looked like the wooden Indian in front of the storefront there with his arms up.
Bobby Jones at Denver, and Chuck Robinson, and the East can make it 3 straight field goals. Cut it to 9. Off McAdoo and Hayes and out of bounds.
Elvin on the side, going back door on Artis Gilmore. Elvin knows the pass is going to be there. Gilmore got completely turned around, had no idea. Right. They made it during the timeout. It was a beautiful play.
Knocked away. Gilmore regains. Can't stop him underneath in that spot, as Chicago Bull fans so well know. Greg Morris watching Mission Impossible. They still making that show, Keith Erickson? I think it's probably syndicated, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they're making it anymore. Just the old rerun.
Here's Brian Winters, left side. Collins out of bounds, so it'll now go over to the East. It is 32 to 21. West ahead.
It's a little sloppy out here right now. They're just running back and forth, throwing the ball anywhere. They've got to settle down a little bit, run some plays.
Randy Smith and pushing call against Collins.
I guess that's the play. You just come down and put it up. That's what they're running, huh?
If this is just the first quarter, what's going to happen in the fourth when that automobile's on the line, Keith Erickson?
They're going to be tugging on the coach's pants to get back in the game.
I don't know, though. With this group of talent out there and the money they make, I'm